So in a nutshell, we are supporting young people who are furthering their education in the arts. And we do that by awarding bursaries to support them financially. That's basically it. It's just to support those people who want to continue on and make a career in the arts. We make the bursaries and scholarships available through scholarships. BermudaScholarships.com, I believe, is the website. What we look for is first and foremost passion. So, these are young people who want to continue on in the arts, and there is a minimum grade point average that is required. So we won't consider anybody who has anything lower than a 3.0. And part of the reasons for that is that we want to support people who, going back to what I said, who are passionate about what they're doing and are working hard towards it. There are some financial implications that we take into consideration as well. There are lots of reasons why it might be difficult for young people to be able to continue their education, and finances are a very, very big part of it. And also contributions within society. So if we have young people who are not only working towards their arts goals, are also volunteering, are getting involved in the community, that goes a long way in our decisions as well. Pretty much anything as long as it is arts related. So that would be music, dance, acting, singing, filmmaking. So anything that kind of comes under that umbrella. If you're doing something that's not directly arts related, but your intention is to make it arts related, that's a bit of a gray area for us. So really it's, we are giving most of our bursaries to young people who are involved in the performing arts in any of those capacities.
It was such a huge help for me and my family. It meant that I was afforded the opportunity to go to GSA, which is one of the top drama schools in the country, so I felt very, very grateful and very lucky. I think also as a Bermudian, it means a lot because performing arts isn't huge there. I had a lot of friends going and doing law and accounting and insurance, and that almost felt a bit more like the norm. But I wanted to do something else, obviously, and to have that support from my home country meant everything. To know that people were behind me, rooting for me, supporting me financially as well, which meant that I could kind of breathe a bit and not have to worry too much about, the finance side of it. So yeah, it meant everything to be able to go to that school, and it's now meant that I can have a career in the arts.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helped pay for my studies, and because Toronto's a big city, it's expensive, and the scholarship helped, or the bursary, and it really did help.
I am so incredibly thankful to the BMDS Trust. It changed the game, man. Just because obviously as a more mature student and pursuing the performing arts, both of those things are kind of working against me. Just because there aren't very many scholarships available to solely performing arts students. And so when it came to actually receiving that award with BMDS, I was just thrilled. I was over the moon. I was like, it made my dream possible, and it allowed me to say, okay, yes, I can do this. Like, other people believe in me. Other people are, excited to see what I do, and it meant all the world to me, because I knew that I had a community who was backing me up, who said, you can do it.
Well, the trust was set up in 2001, so it's now 2024. We're somewhere in the vicinity of 100. We are not obligated to really give out more than one a year. It really does depend on how much money we have to give out. We try to make it at least 4 or 5. So since the 23 years, the trust has been in existence. It's somewhere in the vicinity of 100 bursaries. We are nearing $500,000. We're very proud of that number, and we plan to continue doing it for as long as we can. The main sources of our income are the Famous for 15 Minutes Playwriting Festival, which we do every year, and the money that we make from ticket sales goes directly into the trust so that we can award those bursaries to our recipients.
Yeah, obviously just the trust, again, helping me with my school fees for GSA has meant that I'm now having a fruitful career in the arts, which is all I ever wanted. So yeah, just to have that basis and that really important education to me because of the trust has now meant that I've been able to go in all these avenues. Like as an actor musician, I'm about to do a tour in the north of England as an actor musician, and then over Christmas I'm going to be the musical director on Camberley Panto in England. So to be able to not just be being a performer, but now I'm also kind of exploring the world of musical direction and musical supervision. It's amazing to be able to kind of explore different avenues within the arts because of the course I did, because of the trust.
We try to do more around this particular theater to involve young people in whatever way that we can. So, in addition to some of the things that I previously mentioned, we also have young people who are interested in the technical side, like lights, like sound, designing and implementing those things. So, if we have young people in the booth working on those things, we really encourage people to come and be mentored for that. And for really any other capacity, we want to see younger people involved in the theater. And the only thing that we probably wouldn't be able to offer to a younger person would be working at the bar.
It's always special to come back home and give back. And I believe it was Lisa Mall who asked me if I could do a class at BMDS, and I love BMDS. I mean, my grandfather was one of the founding members, so there's a special tie to that place. I do want to keep that connection with BMDS for sure, and Bermuda, and because I think my whole immediate family is involved with BMDS. My dad was involved a lot in productions, and my sister as well. So I think it's important to keep that connection for sure. And if I do end up moving back to Bermuda, I'll definitely be at BMDS at some point.
I'm thinking more like the older, more mature, in a sense, like you're over 25. Like I want to see people who feel like it's not possible for them to see that it is possible. I just want to help. I just want to be an inspiration. I want to leave behind a legacy that's more than me. I don't want to live the rest of my life just for me. I want to give back, and I want others to be inspired and be encouraged to pursue the things that they've set out to do.
I think probably finances is pretty high on the list. Getting a degree is expensive, and we are not in a place where you can get that kind of a degree. You have to travel, you have to live overseas. So money is a big issue, which is why the awarding of the bursaries is so important to us. It's also opportunities. This is a right place, right time business in a lot of ways. So I think it's probably difficult for a lot of young people who have worked very, very, very hard to reach their goals, and then the next thing is getting a job. So it's not what you know, it's who you know. But we just encourage young people to work really hard and keep going. And we can name some names. We have some former bursary recipients who are they're really working towards their dreams, and they're getting there.
one, just go for it, guns blazing, and stay in we had this analogy at drama school, which was you're in a bubble on a pathway and you just stay in your bubble, because comparison is the thief of joy, and it's so easy within this industry and within drama school to get caught up on comparing yourself to others and others' journeys, and I've certainly, and still do, get wrapped up in that sometimes. But I think that is my biggest piece of advice.
I think for performance, you have to really, really, really love it, and being willing to go where the opportunities are, and being okay to be vulnerable, take risks, and be flexible as well.
It's never too late to start something, and when you do start something, do it full out. Don't do it halfway, don't give a little bit to it, give your all to it.
You're on your own journey, you're your own performer, you're your own person, you have something so unique and beautiful to give to this industry.
The reality is, like, especially from a classical music perspective in North America, there's just not many orchestras there's not many professional orchestras in Canada, and there's lots of really, really good musicians, and so you'll mostly be freelancing and teaching as well. And don't be afraid to develop other skills and have other interests too.
I would say personally, for me, my testimony is that with God, anything is possible. And so for me, I love God, I love Jesus, I'm a Christian, and my biggest advice to myself and to others is to trust in God no matter what, and that when you put Him first, all things are possible, like He'll make a way for you.
It can be challenging when you're taking auditions and then you don't get the job, or you don't get the gig. But every audition you take, you learn something from it.
Put your all into it, like put 110, put 120, put 200% in there, and just know that hard work pays off as well,
So go for it. Just go for it.